short, actually a YouTube short about pallet liquidation. A gentleman had a whole warehouse full of electronics, refrigerators, washing and dryers, and that he bought off of pallets like you see right here. These pallets, they come from these liquidation warehouses. So I'm going to talk about some of the popular liquidation warehouses that I've used in the past. I've done this business model before. I've done it with Macy's and Amazon returns. So, people have liquidation pallets from Macy's and Amazon. I had a whole box of women's shoes one time. Macy's also, sells home goods. So I had some air fryers, some crock pots in there that I listed on Amazon. And, I did pretty good. Some stuff didn't sell. Some stuff did. I didn't really manage my cash flow properly. So when I did make some money, I didn't kind of reinvest in better quality liquidation products. So I was stuck holding the bag for a lot of stuff. So, spirit of transparency, I don't gatekeep, I don't cap on this channel. I give y'all the real deal information. If something works for me, I let them know. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know that as well. And things you can do to, make it work, something you can do better. So that was my story. That's why I stopped doing it. Basically in the end, lost money or trying to just broke even selling the stuff at cost of what I paid for it. But I possibly will jump back out in this business, but here is one website where you can go, directliquidation.com. You sign up and you can sign up product like this to sell at flea markets, sell on eBay, Amazon, things of that nature like that. So that's this website. Also, you can sell on walmart.com. Walmart.com has a section where regular people just can go and sell on their marketplace. So you come here, you can kind of select what type of stuff you want. So here's furniture. So here's all the furniture, and these looks like they're coming from Walmart. And somebody bid $500 for 2 pallets. You can see all the stuff that comes on the pallet. So this one, usually I don't even know what's coming on the pallet. So this site, they upgraded a lot since I was doing this back in 2015, 2016. They upgraded this a whole lot where you can actually see all the details and more details. And some of this stuff is not accurate. Some stuff you may get something, you may not get it. Sometimes the conditions of these items are different. They kind of grade A, B, C, D level conditions of items, but it looks like, pretty much all these are standard. You got brand new, mix, new in box, so they kind of gauge it by that. You can see the manufacturer, what type of items. So the main thing with this, you need to figure out your niche. What are you going to sell? If you're going to open up a store, sell stuff on eBay, sell online, you can have a broad market, but the better you niche. So if you want to niche down to grills, niche down to bikes, home items, all different kind of things you can possibly niche down to. You want to break your store down to the smallest, ideal or, product placement as possible. You don't want to be all over the place. So if you, good at selling baby products, you have a newborn at home, you know what, new moms, new babies need, go ahead and stick that out. If you're good at grilling, if you're good at tech, if you have an event space and you know what type of, stuff people need to build out their event and stuff they're going to order, go ahead and make your store, center your store around that. But this is directliquidation.com, a great place where you can buy your stuff from. Next, B-Stock. B-Stock is a great one. Where and how to buy liquidation pallets. So they break down the whole business model right here. You pretty much buy from these places and resell either your own website or resell on eBay, Amazon, Walmart. They show you how to buy. So Amazon has pallets. So when I sent my stuff out to Amazon and I didn't go get it, they went and resold my stuff in a liquidation pallet to somebody else who's probably gonna get stuck with that stuff. But maybe they have a better way of selling. Maybe they have a better avenue of selling. Maybe they sell, in person at flea markets at a, lower price because you don't have to worry about Amazon and eBay fees. So you can kind of sell your stuff at a cheaper price and get a better deal. And Lowe's have pallets. You can register for Lowe's, register for Amazon, register for Walmart, register for Target. So if you buy a pallet from Walmart, don't go on and resell it on Walmart. That won't be smart. But you know, you can resell it on Amazon or buy something from Amazon and resell it on Walmart or resell it on eBay. eBay has the highest, what's the way to word this? The highest way to sell merchandise. You know, people go on Amazon and Walmart for the low prices. Amazon and Walmart are known for low prices. But eBay is just people search, they want what they want, and they're going to pay. These are all the pallets you can go to and get the bag. All right, so Best Buy, we're going to keep going. GameStop, great pallets from GameStop. Games, you can get phones, oh man, tablets, wearables. GameStop is a great one. Wayfair, you know, usually have larger items, but GameStop, you know, the products are small, they're easily to transport, the shipping cost is not that much. The markup is way higher if you get some great Samsung phones or tablets and other games. So try that out. Great niche for you guys. And then lastly but not least, like I said, I just did a simple Google search of liquidation pallets. Each state probably have their own liquidation warehouse, so you know you kind of avoid shipping fees. If you got a truck or a van, or you can rent one, you can go to this. I know it's a guy on TikTok that I see in Alabama that has a liquidation warehouse that he promotes his pallets online. If I can go back and find his TikTok page, I'll do that. But he, you know, sells stuff and he tells people to pull up. He gives great rates, daily specials, daily deals on pallets just like this. Mostly like hardware tools, what I see him selling. And these are great pallets. And also when you get these pallets, you can take some of this stuff to a pawn shop, you know, pawning off, you know, just to get off of it if you can't sell it at a higher price than you paid for it. So, you know, stuff like this will always sell. Handbags, you know, toys, they may sit around a lot longer, but stuff people actually need, like especially construction workers, this stuff's always selling. So those are things you definitely want to go to. Necessities, think necessities, you know, people need refrigerators, people need washer and dryers, people need microwaves. These type of things are in everybody's home, regardless of your income, regardless of your budget. You know, these things everybody own and have. Knives. You know, sometimes we wear clothes over and over again, so it may be hard to sell clothes, but you know, people move to a new place, new housings getting built all the time, new apartments, so they need those appliances and electronics. So those are the things you want to look for and sell and on the online platforms. Now, outside of actually buying and holding the merchandise, you can do a thing called drop shipping. So how drop shipping works is, instead of actually coming to these websites and buying it yourself, you can go to a website like Amazon.com. And this is what I was doing a while ago. Going to Amazon.com. We're going to do this just Amazon. We're going to do this in real time. Find these deals like these air conditioners. That's 54% off. Boom. So we got this one here. Let's do this one. A good name brand, Frigidaire. That's a popular name brand. At least I've heard of it. Frigidaire. And then I used to go to eBay and search for the same product on eBay and see if there's a price difference on here. Now, since I typed in Amazon, I ain't gonna, let me take the Amazon part out. And we still can't find it. So I'm giving a lot of information. Let's reduce that back down. There we go. All right, so this one is selling for $400. On Amazon, it's selling for $124. Is it the same one? 600 BTUs. Oh, this is 1,500 BTUs. 6,000 BTUs. Okay, so these are not the same ones. I think here's the one right here. So this one's selling for $184. This one went for $124. All right, so you got a $60 markup on that. So what I would do is come on here, list mine for that $60 markup. It was probably what this guy is doing, because you see everybody got the same picture except for this person. He's actually holding the item. and he got his at a higher markup. But everybody else is probably doing what I just did. Took the picture, price, and everything, description, take all the information from the Amazon listing and just post it right here. Boom. At a $60 markup, 124, 183, $60 markup. Make that profit. Once it sells on here, you take the money, go to Amazon, buy this product, you'll have all the shipping information, and boom, ship it to them. Now, it could come in an Amazon package. There's ways to mark your Amazon shipment as a gift, and it will kind of hide some of the pricing and hide some of the Amazon packaging, but there's no full way to get around that part. But once a person gets the item, they really don't care. As long as it works, it's in good condition, they don't care if it's what type of packaging it came from, as long as they got the item. So as long as you hide the price that you got it from by doing gift purchasing or gift packaging, you wouldn't have any problems. So that's another way to do kind of a liquidation or reselling products online. But the liquidation method is the best way. Actually holding the product is better than drop shipping, because a lot of times you can come here and this thing will be out of stock. The price will go back up. So right now it's on half off, but once this price goes back up to $269 and you sell it for $189 and you try to go back and buy it, then you're gonna be stuck paying a higher price, and you're gonna have to cancel, and it's gonna mess up your eBay rating and all that stuff. So that's kind of the drawback of what we call drop shipping. You're actually not actually holding the merchandise, you're just dropping it from one place and then shipping it to another person. But there's pros and cons of that, but actually holding the item is better. But like I said, there's pros and cons with that, because you get stuck holding the item for a long time and not making any money off of it. All right. So I hope I kind of broke this down in a very basic, simple way. If you got any more questions, definitely leave a comment down below. Reach out to me on Instagram or TikTok at CreditKae, CreditKae. Answering your questions the best of my ability. If you need a longer, more detailed, you can always book a $50 consultation. I can break this stuff down and show you exactly where I was getting and where I was doing, and a little bit more details of how to make this thing profitable for you, and kind of learn from some of my mistakes I was doing when I was actually doing this business back in 2015, 2016. All right, man. Later. Boss up, baby. Another hustle, another way, another passive income, active income method for you guys, man. Also, if you got a cargo van, trucks, you can double up and ship these large items after you sell them. So it's always ways to make money. Or if you got a van, you can partner with people who sell this stuff, who need it transported. So it's always where you can take the gig economy, take the independent contractor, what I've been talking about on this channel, and convert it over to additional streams of income. All right, that's what it's all about. Let's go.